It was really just the top half of her body, severed cleanly at the thighs. Her legs were completely gone. And the worst part is, she was still fully alert and aware. This grisly sight was too much for me to handle. I became weak in the knees and fell backward, landing on my butt. I couldn't move. Nana was bending and contorting her back and writhing on the ground as if struggling to escape the pain and the fear. I wanted to help her, but I had no idea what I could do. Nothing had ever prepared me for this situation. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't even think. The sight of Nana's squirming body, gushing blood every which way, was burning itself into my mind. It was the most frightening thing I'd ever seen. I could sense the presence of another person in the shadows behind Nana's torso. Who was it? The darkness was all-encompassing past a certain point, giving only the vaguest notion of a human silhouette within its inky black void. I think that's the connector to the second building, if I had to guess. One of the connector doors. Really, that door should have led to the pool locker room, but the lighting, or lack thereof it, was completely wrong. There was also an indescribably foul odor wafting from within, so powerful and revolting that I felt it could never leave my senses again. And whatever being was lurking in the shadows of that horrible room was getting closer to me, step by step. Can I run? Can I run yet? Can I run yet? I still couldn't make out a single feature, but frankly, I didn't want to. His existence alone was threatening enough. Whoever this was, I could sense his shadow man, I cannot read. I could sense his shadow posturing itself over Nana's head as if preparing to swallow it whole. Like a crocodile, in fact. The shadow was beginning to resemble a crocodile. More and more. Was it even a person? Oh, it's the guy. I forgot he killed people with a freaking hammer. I thought it was an axe, but I'm remembering it wrong. It was a freaking hammer. That was that teacher. He was either the teacher or the principal. I forget it exactly, but okay. The figure was now fully visible, and indeed a person, I think. He grabbed Nana by the head, then turned and began dragging her into that horrid room. I think she's gonna be smashed into like a lump of meat. Oh my god. She was clearly nearly at death. As it took everything she had to scream and protest, her voice was getting weaker and her writhing less pronounced. I couldn't even imagine how painful it must have been to have one's severed body slowly dragged across the floor, exposed down, upside down. Oh God. Be bad enough to have your head held in that massive, filthy grip. No, grip isn't the right word. It's really more like a bite. Oh God. Those were the panicked primal screams of a person's last moments on Earth. It's a sound no one should ever have to hear, much less produce. And once you hear it, it's the kind of thing you'll never be hearing again for the rest of your life. Nothing can ever, the kind of thing you'll be hearing again. You'd hope you'd never be hearing it again for the rest of your life. Nothing can ever wipe it from your memory. It stays with you. I sat there dumbfounded, so disturbed I could barely breathe, and watched the slowly slithering of Nana's body as it disappeared into the unknown. It only took a few seconds for her to vanish into the blackness, but those were the longest few moments of my life. And once she was gone, only a wide swath of blood remained, tracing her path down the hall across the hellish threshold. Oh, goodness. Dude, she's dead. She's dead. Just run the other way. Fuck it. Seriously. I don't want to go after her. Gathering all my courage, I ran full speed towards the black void, but found no room to enter beyond the door. Beyond the door was nothing more than a solid wall. This is like full-on creepypasta shit. Holy crap. It was just as Shinozaki had said, right before my eyes. A human being was pulled into a space that simply no longer existed, pulled out of reality. And yet, I could still hear her. No, you're not gonna find her. puke? She puke? Spew.
菱沼くんたちになんて言えば。
She's the one that ran off on her own.
さっきまで一緒に話してたナナちゃんがあんなことに。足があざの形に切れてしまって。あざ？
Oh, she's gonna look, isn't she?
ナナちゃん、あのあざのところを切られ。私のお腹のあざは関係ないよね。偶然だよ。やだ、私こんな時まで自分の心配だけど。
I opened my compact mirror and hesitantly brought it down to my abdomen, lifted my shirt, and loosened my skirt a little bit to get a better look. It's not gonna be good. Didn't have to look very hard. The color of the bruise on my abdomen had darkened significantly. It was far more pronounced now, and practically pulsating a purplish red. It looked more like some kind of demented crest that had surfaced from deep inside my body.
色が濃くなってなんかはっきりしてきてる。それに前よりも広がってきて。
It almost looks like a perforation like a sword or an axe would do. Hmm.
何これ。なんで。ただのあざだよね。ほっといたらすぐに消えて。
I just kept telling myself that it would go away on its own. It was nothing. I was starting to believe it. Feeling somewhat... what is that? Placated? Whatever. I lifted the mirror up and prepared to shut it and put away when I caught a quick glimpse of my face. I saw fear, I saw sadness, I saw defeat, but I also saw something else. It's the guy. On your face? At first I doubted my eyes, but I wasn't seeing things, nor a smudge in the mirror. It was another discolored bruise, just like the one on my abdomen. It was nowhere near as dark, but it was definitely there. Given enough time, it would probably get a lot darker.
なんでこんなの。いつの間に。違う、何か汚れがくっついているだけだよ。こんなのちょっとこすればすぐに。
I tried spit shining it away with my finger, but all it did was make it wet. And each time I pressed down on it, the surrounding skin would turn white, creating a stronger contrast, making it stand out more. wasn't going away. It wasn't going away. And if it just kept darkening, I might wind up like Nana.
やだ
Torn apart at the seams. Where the hell are your friends? You've been screaming for like 10 minutes.
鈴本、どうかしたのか?
Jesus, finally.
なんか声聞こえたから気になってよ。小笠原はまだ見つかんねえのか?
心配ね。今からみんなで探し。鈴本さん？ダメ！来ちゃダメ！
I took a step away from them despite myself.
どうしたんだよ?
お願い！来ないで！なんでもないから！何かあったの？その鏡に何か。
No, I couldn't let them see me like that. I didn't want them to see the hideous bruise.
おい、鈴本!